first race, first place again. I mean, all the mob athletes did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Like O'Sheen, Sean, but sure, while you took it, like, to be honest, I was super nervous about that. Like,
so yeah, we're here to talk about the new Tues, but the Tues is, it's been going quite a while, right? Give us a bit of history on that bike.
We can talk long about the history because the history actually is like, I was kind of surprised, like doing our own research. Like, it's 14 years old.
Really?
That basic idea of having a double crown forked bike.
Yeah.
And going through the timeline is like, it's mind blowing. The awards from important magazines we won, the high fives we won from customers with the bike over the years.
Yeah.
Andrea won the Rampage with a super high score of 95 points whatsoever. Oh yeah, then a quick run through at a certain point so that's the story of the bike. Marcus got challenged by, I guess, some media outlet saying, hey, Flossman, congrats, you do have an awesome freeride bike.
Yeah.
You can obviously win the Rampage and do big hucks and all that tricky stuff, but is it fast? Is it like, can you win a World Cup with this? And Marcus got challenged, like, okay, let's see.
Yeah.
There was a new input, like, hey, how make it fast? How to make it fast? What do we have to do? So we invested a lot of thoughts, our own experience, worked with a lot of different feedback, and we finally make it like very fast. So we started over with the mob. We got Aaron Quinn on board.
Yeah.
So he actually won first race, first place. He won actually 2 overall Downhill World Cups in a row.
Yeah.
I think it was 16 and 17.
Unreal.
Yeah, unreal. And then Vali won a lot. She won the juniors, I guess, twice. And winning a World Cup itself is like mind-blowing. There should be everything, like a lot of things should go right to win an overall World Cup.
For sure.
And if I am right, I guess since 1993, do you know how many different men won the overall World Cup?
I don't actually. Not that many.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I do have in my mind 13.
Okay. Yeah.
And like having one of them, like Aaron Quinn, he won it multiple times.
Yeah.
But having him winning 2 times in a row on a new product.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than proof of concept, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I guess Marcus was pretty happy. He won the bet with whoever the journalist was, right? He proved it was fast.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they got back in discussion again after that. There was Tues MK3, and now we talk about Tues MK4 already.
Yeah.
14 years later.
Amazing.
And happy to say, Vali.
Yeah.
Back in the team, we all are super stoked about that. And first race, first place again. I mean, all the mob athletes did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Like O'Sheen, Sean. But sure, while you took it, like, to be honest, I was super nervous about that. Like,
it's big pressure, right? Especially with Vali, because kind of she's almost expected to win, and you've brought her back onto the team. Okay, she knows the bike, she knows some of the people.
Yeah.
But you've still got to get up to speed on it, and it's this new bike. You were launching it at Fort William on the Thursday. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, I guess.
Kinda. Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, in the company, I messaged Marcus. He did a post like, "Hey, super stoked," and I messaged him like, "Man, I was kind of nervous." Like,
yeah, because that was tight. The race run did not look like it was quite going Vali's way, did it? It was really tight with Nina's times.
Yeah, I think in general it was a super tough race for everyone.
Yeah.
Like the conditions changed. And Fort Williams is always is a tough track. Having that as the kick off of a season is like, oh Jesus, that's a tough one. But the margin was like, I mean, for us it was okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, went your way.
Yeah. There's this talking about the nervousness. It's there. It's like,
it's real.
Yeah, you better be good.
So when did you start thinking about making a new Tues then? Like how long ago did Mark IV work start?
Oh man. I think we officially kicked it off at the end of 2020.
Okay.
Already.
Yeah.
which was, you can remember, like we all try to forget, but it was like Corona shit going on. And yeah, it was a tough one because we all stuck to home office, but that was actually the like where we kicked it off officially. Yeah.
So where do you start? Do you go out and buy all the current sort of downhill bikes that people perceive to be good and do some benchmarking? Are you critiquing the Mark III and looking at what you want to improve? Are you looking at market trends? I mean, I guess to some extent there's all of that, but like talk us through some of the pre-work or the early phase work that you do to look at, I guess, sort of trying to specify what you want to achieve with the new version.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, first of all, it's not like you're putting a bike aside and then when you do have the feeling or numbers are telling you or whomever saying, or Marcus coming, we need a new bike, then you start to investigate what's needed. So R&D, at least for us, is a never-ending process.
Okay.
So we all are more or less avid riders in the R&D department. So we do our own testing, just like go out and ride bikes. And specifically, the lead engineer for the two, or let's say the Tues specifically for some of our R&D members is like a project by heart.
Okay.
And they are like downhill riders by heart.
Yeah.
And the lead engineer specifically doing all the kinematics and yes, is, I would say, most favorite bike. And so it's the feedback we collect on ourselves, but like you mentioned already, it's different levels of feedback. So you're collecting constantly feedback, and you write it down, you put it down, you do some notes. We do have like our R&D test riders. Mm-hmm. Most important one, Erik Ermisch. He's called the German Steve P, by the way. He's a funny guy, and he's riding the Tues a lot. And yeah, the list of things you want to improve actually opens up after the thing is like ready. So yeah, that's kind of the unofficial kickoff for the next one.
Yeah.
But there's a certain phase where you say, okay, let's gather together. We have to do or specify the requirements for the next Tues. Mm-hmm. For sure, that's the question. What do we want to achieve?
Yeah.
How do we want to achieve it? And sometimes it's opening up a new segment for the Scepter. Mm-hmm. Is a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Because it's not a question about the product itself. It's a question about the segment. But for the Tues, it's relatively simple because it's like I said, 14 years old. Mm-hmm. So over the time, we have to tweak it here. You do research. Is there any trend coming in?
Yeah.
Do we have new athletes? Is the sport itself changing? Is it evolving? Do bike parks change? Mm-hmm. Is there different influence, like the riding style changes? Is there old school, new school? So there are a million aspects you do frequently consider. You run through like all the questions all the time, and questions are changing, so answers might change. But yeah, actually that's the process.
Yeah. Complex, right?
Funny.
Yeah.